Hey guys, today I'm going to go through the basics of setting up a new user in alarm.com. First of all, you're going to go to alarm.canitan.com. That'll redirect you to the page we were just at. Here you're going to see our login page, so go ahead and click login, and then you're going to enter your username and password. And this is going to be your main panel. Basically, this is going to show you all the different things that you can do with your alarm system, what's going on, all that kind of stuff, thermostats, locks, water valves, temperatures, all that kind of fun stuff. That's also, if we have video through alarm.com, it's going to be showing up here. This will show you your panel status, so you can arm and disarm that from here. But mostly right now what we're going to concentrate on is just adding new users, removing users, that kind of stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click on our users tab over here. Now you can see right now, you can see who has access to what on this system. Right now, Canitan LLC has access to the security system, and it has access to all locks. You can see this by the checkboxes here. And you can also, if you scroll over that, you'll see what they actually have access to. So, for example, if we wanted to take this user right here and remove access for them, we can go over here and edit the user. Okay, and right here we can control who has what access. So you could, for example, remove access to the locks. You could remove access to the alarm panel. From here you can also enter in all of the user's information. And also change their codes. And we also have scheduling down here, which allows us to limit access. So we could say that this person only has access Monday through Friday from 4 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. Obviously that's ridiculous times, but we can control access that way. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of this. And then I'm going to show you real quick. So if we want to go ahead and add a new user, we click over here to add user. Okay, it's going to ask us for some basic information, so we're just going to say test user. Okay. Obviously, go ahead and select the language that they would prefer. If we want to add more contact information, we can do so here. We can add their mobile number, their email address, etc. So here's where we determine what we're giving them access to. So, for example, we don't necessarily want them to have access to the alarm panel to disarm it, but we want to give them access to the locks. So they can access the locks. If the alarm is armed, the alarm would go off. If we go ahead and give them panel access, that allows them to turn on and off the panel. Once we put in a PIN code here, so I'm just going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, we can then, underneath that, the schedule pops up and you can limit access times. So you can go down here and say that they only have access Monday, Wednesday, Friday from, let's say, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We'll say that it's the maid, so she only has access during that time. We'll go ahead and save that. And you'll see here it's pending synchronization with the locks. That means it hasn't actually synchronized, so it hasn't told the security system nor the locks yet that it has access. So when that gets completed, it'll turn green like this. You can also go ahead and click in here, and you can actually see what that password or what that user code is. You can also click up here to show all user codes. Now, if we want to give a user access to log in on the website, what we would do is we'd come over here to manage logins. This is who has access to log into the site. So if we wanted to give somebody else access to log into the site, we'd go ahead and click add a login. We type in their email address and what we want their login name to be, and we click save. It's saying that I already have a login name, so that's not going to work. Let's see. Here. And you click save. Save. I guess test users already used also. That shouldn't be used. You click save, and then you're going to go ahead and here, we'll go ahead and give them access to whatever we want them to be able to control. So basically, we can have them, limited device access, read-only, full control. So this is just what they have access to on the website. So for example, if we have custom down here, we can actually select exactly what part they have access to. So for example, we want them to be able to disarm and arm the alarm, but we don't want them to be able to actually control things like scenes, which control lighting and all that kind of fun stuff. We don't want them to control any user codes. We can give them notifications, notification settings, so they can see current notifications, but they can't change them. We can give them access to live and save video, whether they can actually manage save video, unprotect, delete, that kind of stuff. Manage different video cameras. So these just give them the ability to see and or control. So each one of these controls is a little bit different. So you'd have to read through and see exactly what it's giving them access to. So in this case, we're just going to give them read-only control. Okay, and then we'll hit save. So now this user now has a login. As you can tell here, this is the login name, this is the email address. Let's go back over here to users. So let's see this test user here. You know what, test user, we really don't want test user to have access anymore. So we can do one of two things. If test user, if they're possibly going to come back, then we might just go in here and turn off access. So we're going to disable the access from the panel. We're going to disable access from the two door locks. And then we can go ahead and save that. Okay, so it's now synchronizing that. You notice here, no system access. That means that they can't access the system. This will also update, and it'll say no access also. But let's say they just, they're no longer, needing access to the system for whatever reason. You can go over here and actually delete this user. It'll give you a nice warning message with a nice red button that says delete user. So we're going to go ahead and delete that user. That user is now gone from the system. It'll be removed from the system, and we won't have to worry about it again. We can go over here to manage logins again. And let's say this user right here, test Canitan. Now we can click on that, the user itself, and we can actually change what kind of control they have. Or we can say, hey, we don't want this user anymore to have access at all to the website, and we can delete it. Back over here on users, some of the really cool little features up here. If you go to the actions menu, we have add a temporary user. So this will give us the ability to actually add a user for a certain amount of time. So say we have a friend coming over, friend, and we're just going to name him Joe. So friend Joe is coming over, and we want friend Joe to actually have access between today and we're going to say the 15th. So he's going to stay here a week. We're just going to go ahead and give them access for a week. And we're going to only give them access to the front door, but not the side door. So okay, so we're going to give them access to the panel and one of the locks. You notice this isn't completely blue. That means that one of the locks they don't have access to. So if it was completely blue, that means they have access to both locks. So now we're going to go ahead and save this. And you'll notice that friend Joe has access, but you'll also notice that there's a little calendar icon. That means they have limited access. So that means that they have scheduled access. So they'll be removed from access once that date expires, and it'll just completely delete this user or disable this user. So if you have any questions on adding a user, setting up a user, removing a user, feel free to give us a call at 512-272-6106. And if there's anything else we can do for you in relation to security or technology, again, feel free to give us a call. I hope you all have a great day, and talk to you later. Bye.